Wondering how to apply for the Honors DC seminar? Look no further. I'm here to tell you all about how to apply for the Honors Carolina program. Questions, materials, the interview? You'll be ready to start the application after hearing this episode. Don't sweat the hard stuff.
I'm Krista Savage-White, and this is Capitol Heels, a video series about spending a semester in Washington, D.C.
The Honors DC Seminar, also known by its full name, the Honors Seminar on Public Policy and Global Affairs in DC, is a study program affiliated with Honors Carolina that takes place each spring semester. From January to April, a cohort of students stay in Washington, D.C. to take courses, do their internships, visit different entities, including nonprofits, think tanks, and institutions, and meet career professionals in different sectors and policy areas. Almost every week during class, students hear from guest speakers about their career trajectories, backstories, and the type of work they do, which also serve as opportunities for networking. Students can expand their network to include guest speakers from class and remain in touch with them for years, which can greatly accelerate career advancement in the long run. The spirit of the DC seminar is that you gain more work experience, refine your interests, and be more confident about taking on the world. The world's your oyster, if you like to think that way. That's a summary of the Honors DC seminar, in my own words. For the full overview of the program, check out UNC's public policy website. It's also where you can hit the Apply Now button to start that application, which generally opens at the very beginning of August. Although it is an Honors Carolina program, anyone can apply for a DC seminar. One does not have to be an honors student in order to apply or attend. Now I'll cut to the chase and go over the application contents. In the application, there are about 20 sections to fill out. That includes things such as your resume, a photo of yourself, unofficial transcript, an application fee, and a letter of rec. Yes, a letter of recommendation is required, but the recommender fills out a form testifying to your character, so it's not as daunting as you think. There are also a few essay questions that you'll have to answer as well. You don't need to take weeks to answer the questions, but be prepared to spend several hours writing responses that are reflective of you and how you want to present yourself to the program coordinators. The application consists of questions such as, why did you choose this particular program? How might this opportunity advance your professional development or future career goals? Describe a time when you felt out of your comfort zone. And describe your preferred work environment. You'll also be expected to write a short bio about yourself because that will actually be shared with guest speakers throughout the program. My core piece of advice on how to approach those essays is to just simply not overthink them. Okay? Because here's the good news. If you apply for this program, chances are you're going to be granted the invitation to attend. As long as you don't have anything sketchy, such as honor code violations in your name, you'll be good. And you don't even have to know 100% what you'd like to do either. That can change as you work on the application, or even after you've turned it in. Just write based on your interest at the time of applying. The key is to get the application turned in by the due date, which this year happens to be September 10th. That due date has remained and should remain consistent into the future. Which, if you're listening to this episode from the future, hi, I'm Krista speaking from 2025. Nice to meet you. That due date is very important because applying by that date makes you eligible for study scholarships. Those scholarships can be helpful in lessening financial burden because DC is not cheap. I can tell you that much. After turning in your application, I must warn you, get ready for the interview stage. About a week or two after the due date, you will hear from program coordinators about setting up an interview date. That's where you'll be asked questions based on your resume, policy interests, and reasons for applying to the Honors Seminar for Public Policy and Global Affairs in DC. You'll also be asked about the list of organizations or institutions you desire to intern for, so be sure to take hard copies of your list for interviewers to see. Getting interviewed by the program heads sounds daunting. However, it's not as nerve-wracking as it seems. Again, you are highly likely to receive an invitation to this program just simply by virtue of applying. Hey, I fumbled my interview last year and still got the invite. I showed that I was legitimately interested in the program and that I had put some serious thought into how the DC seminar would benefit me. If you do the same, you shall receive the offer. Once you accept the offer, wonderful! You can celebrate and embrace the fact that you're one step closer towards having the most enriching experience you'll have during your time at UNC. But there's more hard work to come. The next stage is applying for internships, and you'll have to do so on your own. A common misconception pertaining to the Honors DC seminar is that you just fill out that application and then you'll get paired with an organization by the program coordinators. And well, that's not how it works. After committing to the DC seminar, it's time to start sending off your resume and cover letters to different places, as well as getting your interview strategies together. I know, you're probably listening to this and going like, oh my, how am I supposed to pull that off? And I get that. I was daunted by that at first too, but come on. If you really want to spend a semester in DC and you have the financial means to plan for it all, do it. Put in the work of applying for internships and don't let the fear of being turned down stop you from applying to the Honors DC seminar. Everything works out in the end, and I don't say that as an empty platitude. I say that because in one way or another, if you are determined to get an internship in DC, you will get one somewhere. Even if it's at a different place from where you envision, and even if you don't get one until after arriving in DC. So, about the internships, how do I prepare my resume and write a cover letter? To be discussed in the next episode.